Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today we've got another special treat. We have a brand spanking new A90 Supra manual. It's coming for springs, spacers and number plate, so let's get to it and crack on with this car. I'm going to set the camera up on the tripod and let's hit it. It's a lovely car, this one. It's black, it's got really nice wheels on it, so I'm going to quickly show you around it because it's absolutely lovely. So the first thing we need to do is we need to get it up on the ramp, put the pads under it, and then take all the wheels off. So we need to make sure that we undo the pinch bolt for the bottom of the strut. Also, we need to undo the drop link and we need to undo the level sensor. Pinch bolt hides down here, so this is the pinch bolt. This is the drop link as well. You can just see it there. There's another pinch bolt around here, that one there, and then that is the level indicator of the car. So I've put the near side back together again, and guess what I've done? I forgot to switch the bloody camera back on. So I'll do a little bit more the other side and put all the other spring and stuff on, and then I'll actually show you the shock and what you got to do and align the shock and stuff like that. But yeah, stupid mistake. So these are all the parts that we're going to be fitting. We have the teen springs, some new boots, some new bump stops. Fronts, these are the rears, some spacers and some longer wheel studs, and a number plate position changer. From factory, they normally screw them straight through to the bumper, which is just savage, you know, brand new car, PK screws into the bumper. I'm not liking that at all, so we'll put this on it instead. This is the stock shock out of the car. Need to make sure that when it all goes back together again, all of the paint marks line up. It's got a spherical top mount and a roller bearing, but you need to make sure that the spring gets located correctly in the rubber, top and bottom, and then this is lined up. So when you put the shock back into the car, you can put the locating pins into the chassis, and then all the 4 bolts will line up. This is our spring compressor. It's air driven. We've taken the load off of the spring here, and the shock is now fairly floating top and bottom. So I just got to undo the top mount. So this is the front bump stop, and in the instructions it tells you need to cut them down. So here you go. So for the front, cut 25mm off of the bump stop. So I'm going to go and do that with a hacksaw. There's my bump stop. It's cut the lower part of it off, which is 25mm as Teen's instructions. Now I'll get this shock, put it in the spring compressor and reassemble. Be very careful, make sure the spring is sitting into the groove of the top mount, and also the same on the bottom. Now I'm just going to insert the shock and reassemble it all. Go, that is new spring fitted, the paint marker is aligned, the spring is sitting in the correct place at the top and at the bottom. as you can see there and there. And now I've just got to put it back in the car and reassemble this side, and then the front is pretty much done. The joys of being in wheel arches of cars. Sometimes you've got to use a little small chisel just to open it up enough so that the strut slides in and out. Now I've got a bar on the lower arm, and I've just got to manipulate it down enough to get it in, and there we go. And the last thing to do is just align the two pegs up and then lift the shock into place. Because I'm on my own, I'm going to use a jack on the lower arm, just jack the shock up into position. Lightly put the 4 bolts in the top to hold it. Right, they're torqued up. All I've got to do now is reassemble all of the brackets and put all the cables back, put the brake line back on, do the pinch bolt up, and the front is pretty much done. Now I just need to torque everything. 43 foot-pounds. £50 and we're done under here. Both front shocks done and all torqued up. I've torqued up the 4 on the top on each side, and yeah, I've put all the plastic covers on, all the clips, and the front's done. I can shut the bonnet. Slightly different, we need to remove the shock absorber, cut the bump stop down, replace the bump stop for this one. Also, the spring is separate, so we'll remove the spring, put the new spring in, do the mod to the shock absorber, and put it back together again. But this one we'll have to undo the pinch bolt, which is down here, and the top of the shock, which is a Torx, and pull the arm down and pull the springs out. Being a mechanic, you can never get away from being underneath a car. However, this car is brand new, so it's actually quite nice to work on. You're not got crap falling in your eyes, and having a 4-post ramp really helps. But to get the shock bolts out, I've got to take all the plastic covers off both sides. So that's what I'm going to do now. Covers removed. Now shock bolts. That's that side removed. Now I just need to remove the shock and drop the arm down, fit the new spring, which is quite tight. Oh, now we've got the fun and the joys of taking the top hats off, then following the teen instructions to put the new bump stops and the new dust boots on as well, and cutting the bump stop as well. So it's got 2 bump stops, one at the bottom and one at the top. So that is my next job. So that's all the rear's done now. I run out of battery on my GoPro, so yeah, sorry, couldn't get it all on video, but I'll show you quickly now what I've done. So the easiest thing to do is to undo this lower bolt here for the lower arm, drop the arm down, pull the spring out, put the new spring in, jack it up, put it back on, put the shock in. The shock's now got all its team boots on, drop links are all on, all of the plugs and stuff are all back in. All I've got to do now is do the spacer this side and then put the wheel on, torque the wheel up, and this car's pretty much ready to go. So I'll crack on now. underneath the car for the last time. All I've got to do is put these covers back on and drop the car down, torque the wheels. Let's do it, let's go for it. Another crazy day in the workshop. It's been awesome though. Every day's crazy. So put in the comments anything you want to know. So it's a brand new Mark V A90. So that was the team's install. Next thing this guy wants is an exhaust system as well. So possible exhaust system going on. Maybe an OPF delete as well, but being that it's a new car, you can't tune them, so not as good as the slightly older ones for tuning at the moment, but I'm sure some very smart people out there will be able to do some tuning on them. It just takes a bit of time for it to filter through, to make sure the ECUs get cracked and then the tuning side starts to open up. What the guy did say that owns his car is he said it feels amazing. He says it feels faster than the autos, and he's probably right because there's less transmission losses, so yeah, it probably does feel a little bit faster. So that is the covers now on. Double check all my work, make sure it's all mint, all good, all good, all good. I'm happy. Hit that like and subscribe button. Sorry it wasn't a dyno video today, but we will be on the dyno next week, so I'll make sure I do another video of some cars and dyno. Anyway, that is it from Team SRD, and have a good weekend, and I will see you in the next one.